Good morning, Borodar. We're continuing in our favourite series. Today I'm going to bring you one of my favourite Psalms, Psalms 57. A favourite of mine. Why? Because more to do with the story surrounding it than the actual Psalm itself. It marks a pivotal moment in David's life. That's why I like it. So in order to understand it, let's look at the backstory and see where it kind of fits. So the events we're looking at are recorded in 1 Samuel 20 onwards, when David realizes that King Saul is out to kill him. And so he has no option but to run for his life. He hasn't done anything to deserve this kind of attack. It's all to do with Saul's paranoia and his instability, his jealousy, really, of David's popularity. By the way, just pause there. Have you ever been bullied or falsely accused of something you didn't do, attacked for no reason? It's an awful feeling. It leaves its mark on you, doesn't it? Sense of shock and betrayal. And so David felt that. I mean, Saul was someone he regarded as a father figure in his life. How do you cope with such trauma? Well, the Psalms that he writes, not just Psalm 57, but others, kind of plot the journey. And in Psalm 56, he talks about, pursuers in hot pursuit, and he's crying out to God to be merciful to him. Of course, he runs to Gath initially. And so those opening lines, be merciful to me, O God, for my enemies are in hot pursuit. He's in panic mode, isn't he? Deeply traumatized, reaching out to God for help. Then he runs away to the cave of Adullam, and there he hides and he writes Psalm 142. This is what he writes there. When my spirit grows faint within me, it is you who watch over my way. In the path where I walk, people have hidden a snare for me. Look and see, there's no one at my right hand, no one that concerns for me. I have no refuge. No one cares for my life. In fact, he did have lots of people around him. It says in the scripture that all the discontented sort of gathered with him in that cave. Perhaps they were all thinking a bit negatively. So he's in the mindset, no one cares for my life. He's really in the depths of despair, a desperate state. From there he runs, and obviously I suppose he fears he's going to be trapped in that cave. So he runs and he goes on a journey through the desert. He has to fight the Philistines at one point. Psalm 63 records this, which is around about the same time. O God, you are my God. I earnestly search for you. My soul thirsts for you. My whole body longs for you in this parched and weary land where there is no water. So here he is, stuck in the desert, crying out to God as well for help. But he has a glimmer of hope. He says, I have seen you in your sanctuary and gazed upon your power and glory. He is getting a vision of who God is in all this, because he's not neglecting to come to God. Yes, he's pouring out his trouble, he's pouring out his feelings to God, but he's getting a glimpse of who God is in this as well, which is crucial. Even though he's on the run, he's slowly gaining in spiritual strength. He is in the habit of coming to God regularly, and that's important. The threat's not gone away. He's very much there. In fact, he's going to come face to face with his pursuer very soon. The question is, how is he going to react? That's the crucial question. And at the end of Psalm 63, if he met Saul there, well, the outcome couldn't be very good. It says, those who want to kill me will be destroyed. So he's not ready to forgive and forget yet, is he? When he thinks about those pursuing him, he only has violent thoughts. But his journey takes him further to another cave experience. He goes to the region of En-Gedi, where his men and himself, he takes refuge in a huge cave. And they're right at the back of this cave. And while hiding in it, unknown to them, Saul is about to wander into that cave. But what is David's mindset at this point? Well, now we come to Psalm 57, where something extraordinary happens. And it's a turning point, and that's why I have chosen this psalm. I'll read you the first few verses. Have mercy on me, O God, have mercy. I look to you for protection. I will hide beneath the shadow of your wings until the danger passes by. I cry out to God Most High, to God who will fulfill his purpose for me. My enemies have set a trap for me, and I am weary from distress. They have dug a deep pit in my path. And of course, when he was hiding from Saul, and Saul comes into the cave, I suppose at that point he's thinking, well, I'm done for, I'm trapped. And he's kind of bracing himself for the attack or all the rest of them coming in. But no, wait a minute, what's happening? Saul is on his own. And he's actually going to the loo. He doesn't know that David and his men are there. And then there's this next line, but they themselves, that his pursuers, have fallen into that trap. And even though his men urge him, that's David, to kill Saul, take his revenge, take the moment, there's no talk in this psalm of taking revenge. Plenty of talk of a sovereign God who is in control. And he says this in verse 7 and 8, my heart is confident in you, O God. My heart is confident. No wonder I can sing your praises. It's making a very different tune now, isn't he? And then he says this, wake up, my heart. Wake up, O lyre and harp. I will awaken the dawn with my song. Wow, that's a real change in tone, isn't it? Doesn't take up revenge. Something has caused him to wake up. So much so that he wants to waken the dawn. So instead of killing Saul, he simply sneaks up behind him, nicks a corner of Saul's garment, and follows him out of the cave. And in one of the most extraordinary moments from scriptures, he effectively forgives Saul for his murderous intentions and for pursuing him for no reason. And he says this, then David went out of the cave and called out to Saul, my Lord and King. When Saul looked behind him, David bowed down, prostrated himself with his face to the ground, and he said to Saul, why do you listen when men said David is bent on harming you? This day you've seen with your own eyes how the Lord delivered you into my hands in the cave. Some urged me to kill you, but I spared you. I said, I will not lay my hands on my Lord, because he is the Lord's anointed. See, my father, calls him my father. Look at this piece of your robe in my hand, that I cut off the corner of your robe, but did not kill you. See that there was nothing in my hand to indicate I'm guilty of wrongdoing or rebellion. I've not wronged you, but you are hurting me. You are hunting me down to take my life. May the Lord judge between you and me, and may the Lord avenge the wrongs you've done to me. But my hand will not touch you. How did he have the resources to do that? How has he gone from, I have no refuge, no one cares for my life, to, I will awaken the dawn in Psalm 57? He's gone from those who want to kill me will be destroyed to my hand will not touch you. Do you know what? It seems no more complicated than spending time with God, coming to him regularly, sharing his heart, his burdens, casting his burdens onto God, receiving his strength, getting a vision for who God is. And he's able to stand up to Saul in a godly, forgiving way in the end. And Psalm 57 was the culmination of that walk with God under incredible pressure, when he had that crucial decision to make, whether to choose revenge or forgiveness. He chose forgiveness, because by that time, his heart was beating with God's heart, in tune with God. And when our hearts do that, we feel we can awaken the dawn. That's why I like this psalm. Thank you for listening. God bless. Stay safe. Bye for now.